Number one, you have the tailored approach. You want to partner with someone that listens to what your needs are and can customize the system for your needs. Obviously, the affordability is important. I feel like we have a Rolls Royce on a very smaller budget in terms of the functionality and the value that we get from having this platform. Usability is absolutely essential. You can go to all the effort in the world, but if you deploy a system that no one on your team will use, then you will fail. It has to be a system where people are comfortable using it. The user interface is very simple and straightforward. No one wants to use a system where it's clunky, they get lost, or they have to re-authenticate 15 times a day. Those things frustrate users. So having that product adoption is absolutely critical to your success in implementation and deployment. So let's talk briefly about how CTMS does help an organization. First, it really drives standardization of processes. And this is one of the things that I really love about CTMS. Once you build a process within the platform, everyone's taking advantage of that and doing it the same way. So you don't have to worry about non-compliances or people forgetting one step in the process. It's all built into the system in the workflow, and it alleviates a lot of problems for you down the road. So that is one of the true beauties of a CTMS platform that I really take advantage of. Secondly, it does require less FTE once it's implemented. There's fewer staff that's needed to manage all these various parts and pieces. You no longer have to worry about shuffling papers and filing and doing all these updates to spreadsheets and things like this. It's all being maintained in one system that everyone has access to. So managing your trial master file, all of your site interactions and contact management, managing site payments, all of the aspects related to monitoring, all of that is happening in this integrated solution. And so it takes a lot of that guesswork and effort out of the process. Thirdly, it simplifies complex processes. Payments to sites, obviously, scheduling trips or managing the action items associated with findings from these site monitoring trips. All of this can be managed effortlessly in a CTMS platform. If you update the fields in the CTMS, that is available for anyone to look at versus a spreadsheet. Who knows when it was last updated and whether or not that information is correct. And then lastly, it documents the clinical operations activities that are taking place for your studies. So things like Sunshine Act reporting, or when you need to look at an audit trail and discover who entered that information and when. All of that is in the system at your fingertips. And it can serve as auditor documentation. So if an auditor comes in and says, show me how you do your monitoring, you can walk them through the workflow and show the approvals and the action items. That gives the auditor very good confidence that you're overseeing your trial appropriately. I'm in there almost every day looking at various reports. So the reporting functionality to make decisions is absolutely critical. And I don't have to go to, 4 different people to talk about what's happening that day. I can go to my dashboard and see the information in real time and see what's going on. So that's less interactions, that's less communication, that's less interruptions. So it works for everybody, not just me. An integrated CTMS and EDC system saves time and money. And with that comes all of the data and, more importantly, the decision-making power for your studies. Whether it's upper management that needs to look at this information, you can give them access to just the reporting functionality, or if it's the data entry person who is in there every day and is looking at the audit trail from top to bottom, it all comes down to making better decisions.